All right, we are live once again talking about searching for maintaining peace. This is day 7 of 30 days going live. There's one thing that I didn't do, and I didn't go live on Sunday, and there's a couple of reasons for that. One, Sunday was a really busy day for me, but then two, I decided that I should probably take Sundays off. So I'm going live every day, and we'll take Sundays off because it's a good day for rest, and it's a good day for myself. And probably people who are listening include it to be off of social media. So today is day 7 though, and we're going to be talking about one of the necessary conditions for having a peaceful life. Dr. Philippe talks about that in chapter 6, and the headline of that chapter is goodwill, a necessary condition for peace. In other words, what we might say is you don't have to be perfect. You have to want to be holy, right? You have to want to be holy. Doesn't mean you have to do things perfectly, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. But what I want you to do is go ahead in the comment section below. Let me know how you're doing on this 30-day journey with me by commenting an emoji. Any emoji works. Your favorite emoji, a funny emoji. But I'd really love to hear how you're doing with emojis. If you need to add a little explanation to why you chose that emoji, that's fine too. Helps me understand what's going on in your life a little bit better. But if it's just a simple emoji and it makes myself and others laugh, I'm here for it. So go ahead and do that. Comment below an emoji on how you're feeling today, and we'll get started. We'll talk about goodwill, a necessary component to our journey towards finding peace. And why is this the case? It's not that we're striving for there to be no moment where we're let me slow down. We're striving for perfection, but that doesn't mean we're perfect already, right? You have to want to be holy, right? You have to want to be holy, and this is how Jacques Philippe defines it. He says in chapter 6 here is what we mean by goodwill. It is not perfection. It is not sainthood achieved, because it could well exist with hesitations, imperfections, and even faults. Goodwill can exist with hesitations, imperfection, and faults. Goodwill is a disposition, a habitual disposition of the heart, which permits God to give us grace to carry us little by little towards perfection. That's what we mean by goodwill. It's not that we have all of it together or that we're perfect, but it's that we have a general disposition or a habitual disposition of our heart that is oriented towards loving God, even when we get it wrong, because we're going to get it wrong. And that's necessary. That's necessary because that's what carries us into having peace day in and day out, is this disposition of turning ourselves back to God and giving ourselves to Him, opening ourselves to be perfected through our faults, through our imperfections. Something that I often remind folks of when I'm walking with them in mentorship is that we learn sometimes the most through our mistakes. And I give them the example of watching my sons learn to walk. and it's as a parent, God, you get a unique view of how God probably sees us. And it's when my sons failed to walk, it wasn't like they stopped and that was it. They were just labeled as a failure and they never learned to walk again. No, they got back up, and it was through getting back up and trusting that Dad's got me, and I can try again, and I can try again, and make so many journeys between the couch and the coffee table, the couch and the coffee table, that they grew in confidence. It wasn't because they were avoiding mistakes or afraid of failure, but they kept trying again and again and again and again. And I was there encouraging them the whole way through. The same way with us in the faith life is God wants the same thing for us. Right? He wants the same thing for us, where it's He's not expecting us to walk perfectly as soon as we're out of the womb, or to get the faith life perfect as soon as we're committed Christians. Right? He expects us to fall along the way, but to come back to Him, to get what we need, to have the courage to keep trying, and eventually we start to walk, and eventually we start to run, and eventually we start to figure it out, piece by piece. Are we impenetrable to mistakes? No, but that's a part of life. And we can have great peace and consolation when we have that disposition. All right, that's all I have for day 7 of this 30-day walk. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to leave it here for now. Again, comment below an emoji. I'd love to hear